So my name is Arjan Bak. I am the Environment Art Director on Killzone Shadow Fall, and we're here at E3 talking about the game.
What has PS4 opened up for you guys with Killzone?
So I think PS4, the first thing you'll notice that that PS4 allowed us to do is create this more sort of open environments and the sort of the graphic fidelities. But there's also a layer of gameplay that we're able to add using the touchpad for the OWL controls, just being able to sort of select these abilities really quickly on the fly. So it's just there's gameplay to it, and there's just the graphics and the memory and the texture. So
when it comes to the story, where does this take place within the mythology?
Right, so Killzone Shadow Fall takes place 30 years after the previous game. The Helgas and the ISA are now living together on that planet after their planet was destroyed. So there's this kind of uneasy peace going on. We got this wall defining them, and you're right in the middle of that. You're sort of fighting with this delicate balance that could go wrong at any time, and you're trying to prevent that. You're trying to keep this balance alive and make sure it doesn't end up in all-out warfare.
Talk about the character you're actually playing.
So you're playing as Lucas Kellen, and he's a Shadow Marshal. He is sort of top tier. We'd like to compare him with like a SEAL Team 6 member. He's got all the greatest weapons and abilities available to him, so you're sent in to do the jobs that no one else can do.
Talk about some of the weapons you guys are showing here.
Right, so the weapon that we're showing here today is the Shadow Marshal standard issue rifle, and it's a great rifle that actually has two firing modes. So you have SMG mode, in which it's really fast firing, rapid fire gun, and you can switch it into a long range, high-powered sniper rifle. So you can deal with multiple situations and switch between those on the fly.
What about some of the gadgets he has access to?
Right, so the Shadow Marshal has got an OWL, which is a highly customized attack drone, and it's got 4 abilities. You can send it in to attack and defend guys that are in radius. You can use it to create zip lines. You can use it to stun a group of guys or shield you from incoming fire. So that's just the OWL, but as the Shadow Marshal yourself, you also have this tactical echo pulse that you can send through the world, and if it spots enemies, it's going to give that information to you, so you can keep track of where everyone's going, where your enemies are.
Can you talk a little about the environments, the level you're showing here?
Right, so the level we're showing here today is it's called Behind Enemy Lines, and you're up on this mountain. You're in this forest, rural area, and you're going after this group of guys that went down with their aircraft. And they're carrying sensitive information that you don't want to fall into enemy hands. So they're sending you in to retrieve that and take that out and then bring that back home.
What will people notice when it comes to next generation, the shooter genre, the environments, what they're going to experience in this game?
Right, so in Killzone, I think definitely this new game, we're going with a lot more open environments. It's a lot more free-form. People will be able to tackle objectives in their own way. It's bigger. You can go, you can go left and do this objective first, or right and do this, do it really in your own order. And with the abilities and the weapons that we have, really dominate the flow of combat in your own way.
What are the challenges do you feel in the first-person shooter genre to one-up the competition or to push things forward?
I think there's a lot of great games out, and me as a gamer, I play all these games. There's a lot of great games out there. I think with Killzone Shadow Fall, we have a really unique sort of backstory and a really rich world, and we've topped that off with all of these cool abilities. So it's no longer about just outgunning, shooting everyone. It's about outmaneuvering, outsmarting your enemies, and we're giving you all the tools to do that. So it's a bit more brainy game. You got to think a little bit more. So I think that's a really interesting proposition. It's it's not as simple as just shooting guys. You gotta think about what you're doing.
The Killzone games have also had very Hollywood cinematic type elements to them. How are you able to up that quotient when it comes to next gen?
I think it's just the graphical fidelity of the characters, the animations, the animation system, just the facial expressions on guys are going to be that much better. Obviously, we're a Killzone title, like you said, and we're gonna bring that cinematic feel to the game. We're not changing that. That's something that people love and like about the game, so we're definitely staying true to that core.
You guys had showed a sequence at the PS4 reveal where it was pretty dramatic, lots of running around and hanging on and life and death. How big a part of the gameplay experience will those kinds of events be?
So I think we have in the campaign we have a good mix between these sort of really open levels that we're showing here today and the level that you saw in the announced event in February. So for pacing, we're switching up. So we got some open levels, we got some more sort of classic levels. But what you'll still find is within those more linear levels, the areas are quite open, and you can still attack things in different ways and make use of your RL. So there's definitely more openness to the encounters.